Welcome back, this is Devlog 2, and I've got some exciting stuff to share. If you're new here, Hopwander is a cozy top-down adventure game where you play as a frog, exploring floating islands and uncovering a deeper mystery. The response to the first devlog was honestly amazing. The comments, the suggestions, the support, it meant a lot and it really motivated me to push the game further. In this video, I'll show you the new combat system, enemies, a reworked world structure, and a whole new direction for the story and lore. Let's get into it. Combat is one of those things almost every game has, but how it feels is what really matters. It can make or break your game. The last version of combat I had, yeah, it worked, but it felt weird. The character would randomly drift sideways when attacking, which was not great for this type of game. So I completely reworked it. Now the attacks are precise, movement stays locked in the right direction, and every swing feels intentional. I also added a combo system. You can attack up to 3 times, and on the 4th hit, you do a spin attack. It's subtle, but it adds rhythm to the fights. To improve game feel, I went back and redid all the hit effects. Now there's a proper slash visual when you land a hit. And even cooler, different weapons now have their own unique slash effects. So switching weapons doesn't just change your stats, it also changes how your attacks feel visually, which makes combat way more satisfying and expressive. I also added hit stop, that tiny freeze frame moment when your attack connects. It's quick, but it adds a ton of impact to every hit. Small change, big difference. And yep, parrying is in the game now. Parrying is one of those mechanics that, when done right, completely shifts how you play. Now, if you time your parry just right, the frog can counter enemy attacks. It adds tension, but when you land it, it gives you that perfect satisfying feeling. For the enemies, I started by sketching out designs based on the new story and lore, which I'll talk about later. I drew them in my notebook, then modeled, animated, and brought them into the game one by one. Their designs are tied to the world. They all have burning heads and masks that are part of the story. To get that fire effect, I modeled a flame mesh, inverted the normals, and applied the fire material. So there are 3 new enemies for now. The first is a small basic guy, low health, easy to beat, kind of a warm-up. The second is a bigger enemy with a sword. You can parry his attacks, which makes him feel a lot more dynamic. And the third is a ranged enemy. He shoots projectiles that you can actually parry back at him for damage. Behind the scenes, I rewrote all the enemy logic in C++. Everything's now super modular and fast, which makes it way easier to create new enemy types or tweak existing ones without spaghetti code. And before anyone asks,
why not just use Unreal's built-in AI behavior?
Writing it myself gives me full control and makes things way more modular. I can build and tweak enemies exactly how I want without digging through 10 layers of blackboard chaos. By the way, I'd really appreciate if you could wishlist Hopwander on Steam. It helps a lot and tells the algorithm that people are actually interested in this game. The Steam page is still based on the old concept, but I'll be updating it someday with all the new stuff you're seeing here. Okay, time for some sad news. I decided to scrap the flying boat exploration mechanic. I know, I loved it too, but designing levels around the player being able to fly freely around floating islands, that made things way more complicated than they needed to be. It broke pacing, made designing levels impossible, and just didn't work as well as I hoped. But the boat isn't gone for good. I'll probably bring it back in a cool boss fight, or maybe a cinematic moment, it's still in my heart. So here's what I'm doing instead. Now the world has shrines. When you interact with one, you're transported to a mysterious new dimension, a kind of hub world. I haven't named it yet, so if you got ideas, drop them in the comments. In this world, you can grind along glowing tubes to move between shrines. In the center, there's going to be a character who will level you up. The more shrines you find in the real world, the more locations open up in this hub. It makes traversal more structured while still feeling fun and magical. And now, the new lore direction. I took inspiration from Avatar. No, not this one. The spirit world specifically. That show had this amazing vibe whenever it entered the spirit realm. Everything felt mysterious, alive, and surreal. So I decided Hopwander now takes place in the spirit realm, a place where animals, spirits, and weird beings coexist. That change alone gave the game a stronger identity, and it opened up so many creative doors for both visuals and story. I can't fully explain the story yet, since a lot of it's still developing, and also because I don't want to spoil anything. But I'm trying to give it at least some emotional depth. Nothing overly complicated, but enough to make the world feel connected. Oh, and I added blinking to the frog. Someone in the comments suggested it, and they were right. The frog blinks now. It's great. So don't forget to comment your suggestions. I made a Discord server, so if you want to hang out, give feedback, or just see how the game's going, feel free to join. Links in the description. That's all for now. Don't forget to wishlist Hopwander on Steam if you haven't already. Like, subscribe. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.